Hey mamas, I am doing this video with several other amazing ladies, just to give you encouragement and walk with you through this crazy time right now. um, Man, March was long, wasn't it? I feel like March was a year's worth in 1 month. But anyways, happy April. Just praying over y'all today as I'm doing this video, and just praying that that Jesus will just give you peace in your heart, that this we're all going through this together, and just knowing that we have Jesus as our hope is just so important. So I guess, most of y'all know that I'm a mama of 7, and I homeschool, so that wasn't really a shock, to have to be homeschooling, other than the fact that that's not how we do homeschooling. This is not how we do homeschooling. Usually, we would have been in the middle of baseball season for our boys, volleyball season for our girls, or volleyball practice for the girls. So my older girls take classes, co-op classes. So this has been rough on my kids. I'm more of an introvert, so I don't mind staying home as much, but some of my kids, or about 3/4 of my kids, are extroverts, and they miss people. So emotions and tensions have been somewhat high. So if you're going through that, you're struggling with just the emotions of being, with each other all the time, it's okay. It's understandable, and, let people go and have their space when they need it. Sometimes moms need space too, like a lot. Anyways, so I'm trying to figure out the best way to encourage you. I'm not used to videos, so I'm trying to do, hopefully do a few more videos, or a lot more videos, just to encourage us as we walk through this time together. But I guess some of the things I wanted to talk about is just preparing meals, and what that looks like in our household. Right now, we've been cooking mostly at home for the past 3 weeks. I want to say maybe month. I don't know. I think it's been 3 weeks. And we do cook at home a lot, but my husband and I are used to date nights at least once a week, and I go to the office on Fridays, so we do eat out some. So I've been sick of cooking. So just if you're there, bear with me. So something I established yesterday with my older girls. I have 7 kids. My oldest is 18, and then we have 14 and a half, almost 12, almost 10, almost 8, almost 6, and a 4-year-old. So my older 3 and possibly my almost 10-year-old are going to be helping me swap out, cooking dinners for the week. So I'm going to assign each girl a day, because my boys are too little right now. So I'm trying to come up with a menu. So I guess that's the biggest thing to do is go to your pantry, go to your freezers, go to your refrigerator, make a list with what you have, and start your menu that way. If you need help with that, I have some menus on my list. On my website, mrscriddleskitchen.com. Darcy's Dishes, she has so many awesome menus. You can go check her out. Google is really our best friend right now. So make a menu with what you have. If you have, one way to stretch a budget is, of course, lentils and beans. Those go so far. If you have a pound of beans, that easily covers dinner. Easy. A pound of beans will feed my family dinner. And I usually add chicken broth, but if you don't have chicken broth, that's okay. Use water, put onions, put garlic, spice it up really good. If you have tortillas, eat it with that. You can drain the juice off and make, bean and cheese tacos. There's so much you can do with beans and lentils too, and they're so good for you. So that's one thing. But go into your freezers, go into your fridge, see what you have. If you don't have something, try to make a delivery or curbside pickup with your grocer, your local grocer. For me here, I don't really have the desire to go in any stores just because of, I don't want to spend hours waiting in line, first off, and I just really don't want to do it. So I try to make a menu and a list and a week ahead, because literally that's how far ahead you have to plan. So I made a list yesterday and thought ahead for the next week. Okay, so I'm gonna need this and this and this, and I plan to pick it up on next Monday. Yeah, that's how far in advance it is. Delivery is even further. Like delivery, they're not even delivering until like the 13th now locally. So if you can do curbside, I would go that route. Now remember, you're probably not gonna get everything on your list too. So just take that in mind. But if you can get meats, if you can get some frozen vegetables, some produce, some fruits, do that. And I know it's kind of hard to get rice and beans, but if you can get those, if you end up getting those, great. Make your menus simple. That's probably the other big thing I want to tell you, is make it simple. For us, we kind of stick with the basics. We love Mexican food. So we're constantly having tacos, we're having chicken tortilla soup, we're having fajitas if we can, we're having, gosh, what else? Taco soup. I mean, literally we have Mexican food all week. I don't know if that's just a Texas thing or what, but that's what we do. So yeah, make your menu ahead a week. Schedule your curbside pickup. Try to get as many essentials as you need that you can afford, and think about how it will stretch for you. Eggs are kind of sparse right now, but if you can find eggs, put them on the menu. Probably put them on your list every time you do it, because you may or may not get it. But eggs are also a great thing to have. And if try egg whites in the cartons. If you can't find eggs, see if you can get egg whites. I know it's not as great as the whole egg, but still it works for omelets or things like that. So, or even baked goods. Anyway, so yeah, make a list. And the menu has been probably the biggest help. So I decided yesterday, like I was saying, to set up days for my girls, so it takes a little bit of the pressure off of me. If you don't have older girls, it's okay. Make your meals even more simple. If you have to do, wraps or sandwiches, do it. Whatever makes your life easier right now, do it. So my older 3, and sometimes my 10-year-old 2, are going to swap out with me. We have chosen as a family to have one carry-out meal a week, mostly because on Fridays, I have to go into our office to print checks for our guys. My husband is an essential worker. He's a plumber, so he has to be out in the field. He has work, and so Fridays I have to go in and pay the guys that work for us. So on Fridays, I've chosen that to be our carry-out meal day. So plus I really have a heart to support our local restaurant, mom and pop restaurants that are serving these big family meals. And if you can, look into that. Locally, we have some restaurants that serve a family of 4 for $25. That's a meat, 2 or 3 vegetables, and a salad, and sometimes a drink as well. I mean, and they give dessert too, which you can take that or leave that. But so we order 2 of those, $50. Yes, that seems kind of high, but to me, I just have a heart. We have a heart to support our local people, especially because we have work. So if you can, do that. And plus it takes a little bit a load off of me on those days. But anyways, so my oldest daughter is going to have, I think tonight, so she'll be making taco soup tonight. And for that, I'm using ground turkey, and we're going to use twice the amount so that we have leftovers for tomorrow night, which my second oldest is going to be making a Coney Island casserole with turkey meat chili. So if you can cook enough for one day that will last a couple of days, do that too. It's just whatever, like I said, whatever makes your life easier right now, do. I use your Instant Pot if you have one, or your crock pot. Those are huge helpers. I can put a whole frozen chicken in my Instant Pot, and it's pretty much done in 30 minutes. So do that. And use that, make bone broth with the bones. Bone broth is so good for you. It's so good for you. Save your vegetable pieces and put it in there and just cook it. I usually cook it overnight, a full 24 hours, and let it and get all the collagen out of it. And you get this amazing, rich, just delicious chicken broth. The house smells so good. And it's so, so good for you, like I said. So if you can do that, do that. Like I said, if you can cook ahead for a couple of meals, that's so great. Like for me, I will boil chicken and then, of course, take all the meat off of it. Try to separate the breast from the dark meat if I can. If I can't, it's no big deal. And so I will usually have a chicken tortilla soup filled with as many vegetables as I can. I like to put frozen okra in it because of the good benefits of it, but it also is a thickener. Okra is a thickener. So it, instead of having to use any kind of like xanthan gum or cornstarch or anything, okra really thickens the soup. So I use a lot of okra in my soups. I also will save the chicken for chicken salad. But right now I have canned chicken, and I'm going to share a recipe here with you in a little bit for my walnut blueberry chicken salad, which is really good. So if you have walnuts and or pecans or almonds even, and you have some fresh blueberries, you can leave that out if you don't. But it really is such a good salad, and I usually eat it with celery. Sometimes I'll put it on a wrap, or I'll toast up some low-carb tortillas and eat it that way. But it's so good, so I'll be sharing that with you. So we do, chicken tortilla soup. I'll just do a regular chicken soup. It's so easy, like I said. And I have some links on my blog, Mrs. Criddle's Kitchen, to some recipes for just plain chicken soup, the walnut blueberry chicken salad. There's some other things on there that's chicken brown rice soup, chicken tortilla soup. It's really simple. So I just want to encourage you to make it simple for you. Use what you have at home and plan ahead. Plan ahead. So important right now. If you can't go into the store, you don't want to go into the store, plan ahead. Use those curbside. They're usually free. Utilize your local restaurants if you can and you can afford it. Utilize those, and then tip them well if you can. And then get your older kids to help you, whether it's chopping things up, whether it's peeling things, whether it's having them have a night to cook a meal. Let them help you. Take some of that pressure off your shoulders, because we have a lot on our shoulders right now. So anyways, I'll be back with a recipe for you. Hey guys, okay, I'm ready to share with you my walnut blueberry chicken salad, and we make this all the time. So this is an easy one if you have a lot of chopped up chicken, cooked chicken that you want to use for lunches. I mean, it's fairly easy, and you should pretty much have everything on hand. I use the canned chicken just to make it even easier. And I get this at Sam's. I bought this probably back in January or February, so I had it in my pantry. Really, really versatile. Okay, so just 1 can of that. That's probably approximately 1.5 cups to 2 cups of chicken, I would say. This is a 1/3 cup of mayo. And I just use probably Hellmann's or Duke's mayo. And you can make your own, definitely. And so I put that in there, and then I add, I think it is about a tablespoon of gentle sweet. Depends on what you like. If you like a really sweet salad, use a tablespoon. We like it sweet. If you don't like it as sweet, just maybe use a couple teaspoons or leave it out altogether. So pretty easy there. Let's see, also I use, well, this is pecans, but usually I would use walnuts, but I don't think I have any. So pecans, you could use walnuts, you could use almonds even. Just make it with whatever you have. You can even leave it out if you don't have that. But to me, I love the taste of the nuts with it. It gives it that crunch that it needs. And then same thing with the celery. If you don't have the celery, just leave it out. I mean, this is seriously versatile. Little salt, a little pepper, and then you want to save the blueberries for the very last so they can mix together easy and they won't get all squished up with all the mixing that you're doing. Just give it a couple tosses with the blueberries. And I usually eat this with celery, or I'll toast up the Joseph pitas, or I'll toast up a low carb tortilla, or I'll just eat it like this. I mean, it's got blueberries, it's got celery, so it's almost a complete package. So you can find this recipe on mrscriddleskitchen.com. Thanks. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that recipe. I hope you give it a try. It's really, really good. And it's made with a bunch of possible staples that you have at your house already. I wanted to give a couple more just some options for you to try in case you haven't tried it. I have Butcher Box delivered once a month. I have a subscription with them. And so I get, I can specifically pick out the meats that I want. And I usually choose a couple of whole chickens. And the rest is usually ground beef and chicken breasts, and with maybe some bacon in there. So they deliver right to my front door. In two boxes. And also the other option is, it's called Imperfect Produce. And I had my first order with them probably a couple weeks ago, and I chose the extra large box, and it was, I opened it up and it was so awesome. So that's a way to go if you need the produce but can't really seem to get it. You can also, so every week that you order, the week, I think it's the Thursday before, in my case, you get the option to go through and choose what you want or what you don't want, or to add this or take away that. And you can also add some like organic eggs or cheeses, or even some meat options as well. So just something else to try. It's called Imperfect Produce. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, go ahead and subscribe so you can receive more videos of mine. Thanks, bye.